Nothing prepares you for being told at age 36, while your 2-year-old son takes a nap, that you have multiple sclerosis. I was so unprepared, I thought the doctor said scoliosis. I was like, scoliosis, sweet, like, can I get off the phone now? But if anyone who has gotten that call knows, it got significantly less funny fast. I knew nothing about MS, knew no one who had it. All I knew was it was bad. It meant losing the ability to run, something so ingrained in my identity. I've done it every day since I was 14, automatically, like brushing my teeth. It meant possibly losing my ability to walk. It meant maybe wheelchairs. It meant, how will I take care of my son? Soon after the doctor called, I remember standing in the shower, bracing myself against the shower wall, sobbing, repeating, this is not real. This is not happening. MS was something that happened to other unhealthy people, not former Division I distance runners like myself. Though I didn't know it at the time, that shower, the water, and the tears was like a baptism. A new me, the me with MS, was being born in that shower. Though it would take much, much longer for me to mourn the old me who was lost on that day. I spent the weeks and years that followed schlepping to a revolving door of specialists, neurologists, urologists, physical therapists, mental therapists, acupuncturists, functional nutritionists, so many ifs. Let me point out, this is before I went to Tisch and all of my ifs were in the same building. What a blessing. In the beginning, I spent the commutes between these appointments crying in my car. But eventually, it became routine. Eventually, I learned MS was not just survivable, but manageable. And despite my doctor's initial prediction that I would never run again, after Ocrevus infusions, steroids, and physical therapy, I was able to run again. And eventually even run fast, racing 5 and 10Ks. I was, as you all can imagine, overwhelmed with joy. After my first race with MS, my son asked, "Mommy, did you win?" Which was a pretty stupid question because it seemed like 100 people finished before me. But I cut him some slack because he was 3. And I said, "No, buddy, I didn't win," as I scooped him into my arms, even though in many ways it felt like I did. I wish I could tell you that I continued to get stronger, that 5K, 10K turned into a half marathon and then a marathon, but I cannot. And that's the thing with this disease, it's unpredictable. Just when I would accept my new normal, embracing its quirks and limitations, the floor would come out from under me. I could run, and then I couldn't run. I never limped, and now I limp. See, with chronic disease, acceptance is a moving target. You have to accept and then re-accept over and over again, forever. Because it's not my current reality that I'm accepting, but its opposite, the unknown. Which can mean embracing an unknown that might come years from now, or even tomorrow. But as my incredible neurologist, doctor here at Tisch, Dr. Williams, said one day, "I have seen MS progress for the worse, and I have seen it progress for the better." So I remain optimistic, focusing on what I can control while allowing other people much smarter than me to tackle what I can't. And as we are learning here today, who knows what could happen? Science, technology, and medicine may well outrun this thing and may well do so in our lifetime. There has been more progress in MS in the last 8 years than the last 80. I have had it for 6. And I've wasted a lot of those 6 years worrying about what might happen. Yes, I do not know what is going to happen to this body of mine. This is true. But then I remind myself, none of us do. We are all living here together in the unknown, every one of us. Our amazing naturopath, Dr. Bates, once said to me, "Why do you like people with MS so much more than other people?" And I've thought about this so many times since. I think it's because we've gotten in on the secret early. We are acutely aware that we are fragile beings, that our bodies sometimes fail, which is precisely what it means to be human. Being hyper-aware of our body's fragility is a blessing. It forces us to remember what so many forget, that good days are precious and meant to be enjoyed. We must grab them while we've got them and feel good enough to enjoy them, while giving ourselves the grace to rest these bodies when they need it. Because these bodies, they are just the container. What's inside, that is the content, the character, the stuff that matters. And while our bodies might at times be weak and wonky, good God, our spirit is not. I dare say our spirit burns brighter, not dimmer, because of this disease. Do you know how much courage it takes to get up and try again tomorrow, not knowing what tomorrow will bring? To be brave enough to live while we're alive, to not know what's next and go on anyway. Because it's not going anywhere. We cannot overcome MS. There are no MS survivors. And despite my early efforts, I cannot run away from it. It took me a long time to mourn the loss of my former self, the runner. But if I learned anything from being a runner, it's this: from pain comes strength. I am not a strong runner anymore, but I am a much stronger person. And for that, I am immensely grateful.